own Chris Broussard said it was actually good for the NBA that Brooklyn did not win the title, saying, quote, it would have been complete AAU had they won the championship. How Broussard say, it would have been great AAU. All right, and usually they have to suffer before you win a title. So, Acho, is the Nets losing good or bad for the NBA?
I think it's great for the NBA. So it was great for the NBA for this reasons. The NBA, you do not want to undermine the work and the aspect of the fact that you can't buy a chip in basketball. So imagine how it would have been if you would have been able to grab Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving,
Keep going.
James Harden, who had just quit on his previous team in Houston, throw them together.
That's called quitting?
They play 8 games together during the course of the regular season and win an NBA Finals. Like, imagine what that would have done. Because, Sal, what you never want to do in life is reward bad behavior.
That's bad behavior?
What is bad behavior?
Tell me.
James Harden literally quit on his team.
Did he?
If James Harden could just quit on his squad in Houston and go to the Nets, form a trio, and instantly win a chip, imagine what that would have done to all the other superstars. Ooh. If I'm Dame Lillard, I might start the season in Portland, but you know what? I ain't spending another year here. Imagine what that does to other superstars and organizations where they know they cannot necessarily win a title. That's terrible. Second thing, I love when it maintains the truth. Success comes before work, only in a dictionary. I love that truth.
Yeah, that's real.
Success comes before work, only in the dictionary.
Your kids, though. My kid, MJ, boy, that boy's successful right now. You see what
you know what?
He's winning.
I love when that maintains its truth. And the fact is, I'm not going to say that the Nets did not work, but the Nets did not work in the same manner that other people did. Aww. Because here's what we will never know. All those games Kevin Durant missed, did he need to miss them? I know you told me that he was only taking some games off because it was a regular season. All those games that Kyrie tapped out of, did he need to tap out of those? James Harden, you really did just step out on your squad in Houston. How they feel about that? I love the fact that there's still the integrity. But I think, Sal, the biggest point has to be this. From 2015 to 2018, the first tip-off that occurred in October till the end of June when the NBA Finals were played, we knew that the Warriors were going to face the Cavs. The 82 games did not matter. None of them Christmas Day games, oh, my God, Christmas. Nothing else mattered because we knew that when it was all said and done, the Warriors were going to face the Cavs. We didn't know who was going to win, but we knew the Warriors were going to face the Cavs for 4 consecutive years. So what am I going to watch the regular season for? That made the regular season meaningless. If you can throw the Nets together, they only play 8 games together and instantly win a chip, of course they're going to at least go back next year. So what does that do for the regular season next year? We're like, well, we already know what's going to happen in June, what's going to happen in July, so I'm really not worried about it. The integrity of the sport is still maintained.
Oh, man, you are so articulate. Sometimes I even get caught in believing what you're saying because I know damn well that's not how you digest sports because you're a former athlete. This is bad for the NBA that the Nets didn't win. And I love the look in your eyes right now because it's of keen interest to where I'm going with this. Sports are best digested 2 ways. David versus Goliath. Rocky. I mean, come on, man. Hey, Rocco. Down the street jogger getting fish. Next thing you know, he in there fighting for the championship versus a Goliath, right? David versus Goliath. Or what we rarely see, Goliath versus Goliath. Yankees, Red Sox. Oh, we got it. Cowboys. Can y'all do y'all part? Cowboys and you know about that? Cowboys and Steelers or something like that. Something crazy. So let's get back to the NBA, why this is bad. Because it's opening up Pandora's box in terms of issue. It's bad because the NBA, you just got exposed to those that don't know you, but I know you, NBA. You guys hate super teams. And that's why there's so much criticism about every time a super team is created. And it's not because of the creation of the super team. It's because who's doing the creating? The NBA, with the organizations and the owners. We okay when the team president does the trade. We okay when the general manager pulls it off. But how dare you let those players do it? Because people like you, a lot of people, have a lot of self-hate. And labor hates labor. It's a crab in a bucket mentality. What are those players doing? Meanwhile, when Kevin Durant says, I want to go to this team, look at him. He's weak. What do they call him, a punk? But when Brad Stevens gets 3 days on the job, he can say, Kemba Walker, get up out of here. Right? And then all of a sudden, yeah, we got cap flexibility. Okay. Damian Lillard, everyone out there right now signing petitions for him to go wherever he wants to go. But they want to be able to pull the strings, or a team president. But if Damian Lillard would have just came up here and said, guess what, dog? I'm out of Portland. Forget Portland. I go where I want to go. Boo! Where's your loyalty? I thought you were loyal to Portland. Catch the NBA on this one. They are working side by side, if not closer together with these teams and who drives these trades. The second part is, and this is sad, it exposes that what LeBron was trying to lead to in terms of this shortened season and all the injuries. And people don't understand what really was at play. LeBron was actually correct to some degree. 0.3% injury increase rate. 0.3%. Think about it. That's not enough for you to go out there and profess that there's an injury issue, but there is a slight increase. So, LeBron, you're this much correct in your stance. But what it means to the NBA, what it means to the Brooklyn Nets, one, we lost star power. Damn it. You trying to tell me how many signature shoes we got left? And don't count Giannis in that thing. How many signature shoes? Hella asked me that. I was like, I don't even know. How many shoes left in the damn NBA conference finals right now?
CP got any?
Man, hell nah. Not that I know of. He might. I ain't trying to slight him. He got more money than me. But I don't know anybody's shoes that my kid. Put it this way. My son watch all these games. He ain't going to want none of them shoes. That's the problem. So, NBA, you're losing in that. I'm going to get to LeBron's point in terms of shortened season. But the shortened season, it was once again miscalculated. Let me say miscalculated. That's the word. LeBron tried to say something that it wasn't. And the NBA countered that point. But the point is that affected what the Brooklyn Nets were able to pull out. People like you with your narratives talking about, they always hurt. Oh, it was a shortened season, so they're hurt again. That's the problem with this. So this is all bad. You lost star power. You claimed it was because of a shortened season, at least the players did. And more importantly, y'all mad at the players for doing what the GMs do all day.
I love that point. You're mad at the players for doing what the GMs do, but here's how I look at it, Sel. You got a team in the Milwaukee Bucks who has Giannis, who's been there for, I believe, 8 years. Chris Middleton been there for 8 years as well. 2013, Chris Middleton goes from Detroit to Milwaukee, and obviously we know Giannis's background, his backstory. They've been chopping wood with an axe that they had to sharpen themselves.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get the Brooklyn Nets come over here with something electric and they just and mow it down. No, sir. That's not good for the league. But the other thing, Sel, is this. The Houston Rockets were a competent, interesting franchise with James Harden. Okay. James Harden has a plethora of fans that he takes with him. Kyrie Irving has a plethora of fans that he takes with him. Kevin Durant has a plethora of fans that he takes with him. Now, you're going to take three different players that have three different fan bases across three different parts of the country. Remember, Kevin Durant was in Golden State. James Harden's in the South in Houston. Kyrie Irving was in Boston. He was in Cleveland. Now he's in Brooklyn. And you're going to move them all to one central place. So now you look at the Houston Rockets, they turn into the worst team in the NBA as opposed to a team that's usually getting to the second round of the playoffs. Now you look at Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, we know Golden State was going to be great regardless, but wherever Kevin Durant would have gone would have made a team competent. And you take all that star power from three different aspects and parts of the country, and you move them to one place. If they go to one place and they instantly win, problematic. But the further problem is this. The only thing that can beat a super team is what? Another super team.
Yeah.
So now, rather than having parity throughout the NBA, you got a super team. But the only way to beat a super team is with another super team. So if you want to win a title, you got to go form another super team. So now, if you want to compete with those super teams, you got to go form another super team. Then as you look at it, you have 3-4 dominant franchises in the NBA, and everybody else is just scrapping and clawing for a lottery pick to hopefully try to become dominant in the next half decade or so. Instead, now you look at who's in the playoffs still. You got teams that haven't won titles in the last 50 years. You got the Bucks clawing for something against the Hawks. You got the Clippers, who ain't never been to the conference finals, clawing for something against the Suns, who ain't been to a conference finals, I believe, since Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire were there back in the mid-2000s. Now you got teams with parity fighting for something on a level playing field. To me, that is much better serving the NBA than just knowing, the Brooklyn Nets going to be in and whoever else has another super team too.
Damn, I didn't think Acho would get caught up in the haze. You in the haze?
Am I?
You buying the illusion of parody?
Yes,
The
Sal.
illusion of parody?
It's real.
If it were so real, they would have fixed it by putting a mechanism in place to make sure that these small market teams were out there eating as well as those big market teams. But they didn't. But those small market teams, San Antonio, small market teams, you call Dallas that to a degree, small market teams, Miami, they find a way, but it's not the easy way. So that takes me to your example, which was brilliant, of they came through with the electric saw when you got there, right? But I asked you, there's a mountain in front of you, Acho. I'm standing next to you.